Well, a local group in Opaskwayak Cree Nation, as we've been hearing on the news this morning, is bringing traditional foods, but also learning to the community. And it's having an effect on young people, but also on the group's members. CBC Sierra Sanders, as you know, was up with a group of us in the community as part of our Communities in Focus. And she has a story to bring to us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
So you had the chance to get out on the land when we were up there with some locals who hunt and fish. What'd you get up to?
Marcy, let me take you there really quick first.
1, 2, 3.
So that was Crystal Constant out on the Saskatchewan River. She was bundled up in a big jacket with special fishing gloves on, which were perfect for the windy day that we were experiencing out there. And I got to be out there on the Saskatchewan River with Crystal and her husband, Omar. For context, the river we were on is about 1,900 kilometers long and runs all the way from the Rocky Mountains in Alberta and empties into Lake Winnipeg here in Manitoba. And it was also a major transportation route for First Nations for thousands of years. And our CBC team got into their 20-foot fishing boat on a sunny but very windy day, as I mentioned, and we were all bundled up in jackets, toques, and boots, kind of just like Crystal, and we rowed for about 20 minutes down the river before we came to their fishing spot, and that spot was just around a bend of the river where we were shielded enough from the wind, so it was kind of a perfect spot, honestly.
Now, I had a chance to meet this couple when we were eating on the other end of this. They had a variety of fish, so when you were out with them, what were they fishing for?
Yeah, so we were fishing for sturgeon, actually, but Omar and Crystal aren't just fishing for themselves. They head up a group, and they have a group called the Diamond Willow Traditional Hunting and Gathering Club. And this club uses their hunting skills and knowledge to help the community. They work closely with OCN to bring land-based education to students and distribute food to the community, traditional food to the community, including the sturgeon we were fishing for that day, and later prepping it for them.
Well, for us, we like to clean up. We use hot water, scrape everything off. Then we like to make little steaks out of it, and then we vacuum seal it. We wash it like about 3 or 4 times, and we vacuum seal it. And then from there, we would distribute to our elders and that.
And these elders could be living in the care home in the community or just in and around the community. But also this traditional food is distributed to low-income households and unhoused people who don't have access to those food. And the food is also given to the community for celebrations and funerals. And Omar mentioned this time of year is busy for them as they start to stock up for the winter. And they do go through this supply come spring where they kind of do it all over again.
So lots and lots of sharing. You mentioned a club, so I'm guessing it's not just Omar and Crystal. There's others involved, right?
Yeah, so the club isn't just them. It's a group of about 13 hunters, including a few elders as well. And it's really taken form over the last 5 to 6 years. And they buy all their hunting supplies out of pocket, and this includes gas, bait, and shells for their firearms. But it's not just about the food. It's also about teaching, specifically land-based.
How does the teaching part of it work?
Yeah, so one of the people Omar and Crystal work with is Randy Kershell. He's a teacher at Oscar Laughlin Collegiate, the grade 7 to 12 school in OCN. And I had the chance to speak with him on Omar and Crystal's land, which is just outside the community of OCN. And it's here where they do most of their animal harvesting. I joined them while they were plucking ducks that would go back to the community, actually. And Randy that day was working on debreasting the ducks that they actually shot just a couple of hours before.
So what we're doing right now is some of them are really pin feathery. So what we do is we take the breasts off and then the drumsticks, and then we'll put them in with the ducks, or we'll use them for a stir fry, so that it all gets utilized. So sometimes they're not prime yet, so we utilize as much as we can out of the bird, and then we'll have a good feast out of it.
Yeah, so those are birds they shot actually, but sometimes they'll bring young people along to learn and experience a hunt with them.
Gets the kids out on the land, so they do everything from the hunting and the trapping and the fishing and learning about wildlife and sustainability. So yeah, there's a few that we capture, and that's the main purpose, is to get them out there. And if they have, a good time, then maybe that spurs them on to doing better and bigger things too.
So they've been bringing this learning back to the community for about 20 years now. And while I was out fishing with Omar, he talked about the importance of bringing this learning back to the community. And he compared it to losing the Cree language and their attempts to bring it back, which we've heard a lot about in the news in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, we sure have. And if you're watching, by the way, while Sierra is delivering her report, you're going to see some of this, just them plucking the ducks and out there, and some of the images that we capture while we were up in OCN. What are they hearing? You mentioned the youth. What are they actually hearing about from the kids kids about these experiences?
So Omar talked about a trip he took with a group of youth one year. And on this trip, they called out a moose from the bush, actually. And they ended up shooting the moose and hauled it into their boat and came home with it. And these kids got to see and experience this entire process. And it sounds like they were a little shy in the moment expressing what this experience meant to them. But Omar says he discovered the impact of this trip much later.
So we didn't hear that story till about 5 years after, and they, hey, thank you for showing us this, doing that, So it has its payoff, but you may not see it there, but it'll show up down the road.
It's classic kids, right? As you described it, maybe shy in the moment, but it's stuck. Something stuck. It's meaningful. How successful is the program overall for the people, I guess, of OCN?
Yeah, so it's not just the youth who are feeling the success of the program. Elders who are in the care home are also reaping the benefits from this group. We also heard from Carla Constant. She's the care home administrator with the Rod McGilvery Memorial Care Home in the community. And she said one of their goals they've set is to incorporate their traditions. And the contribution of traditional food is amazing, and the residents love it. And she said the food seems to take them back home and to their childhood. And as for the land-based learning program, they work with 20 to 30 different students a year. But these are teenagers, so they are challenged by the same things teens deal with everywhere, and it has to do with modern technology.
The biggest challenge we're facing right now is technology. Cell phones. It's really a big distraction, and it's, as you go to a area with no cell phone, and you got a lot of concentration, but as soon as you hear that cell phone goes off or talking, and that's the biggest challenge we're having, I see right now.
And Omar's not the only one who sees this problem. I also heard from a local named Scapper. That's how he's known there. And he's from the nearby community of Big Eddy, which is about 7 kilometers from the Paw. And he's been hunting with Omar for about 7 years. And he said it's up to the youth to come participate and that technology stops them from getting out. And if they were to get out, they would appreciate what they get out on the land.
It would be a mood killer to have the phone ring in the middle of all that, right?
Yeah, just takes you out of that moment, I guess.
Yeah, and I guess it would really impact the experience overall as well, right?
Yeah, so it can impact the experience, but the club is having impacts on the community and its members. And while I was at Crystal and Omar's, I met Joe Olson. He's been hunting for 35 years and works on the maintenance crew at the Collegiate. He started hunting with Omar about 6 years ago, but before he was really only hunting for himself. But that changed when he found Omar in Diamond Willow.
When I moved to this club, with Omar and them, everything just changed my life around. So just to say, I was in a different area hunting before. It wasn't very much. When I came to the board here, everything just changed. Everything was just, everybody helped each other here in this group here. So, well, to tell you the truth, with this group, it's always happiness, friendship, and everything just working together. That's what I like about it.
And he said sharing among them makes things equal. And you may have heard the music in the background there, Marcy. The music you hear really encompasses what Diamond Willow is all about and what I got to experience while I was with this group. It's about having fun, sharing laughs, poking fun at each other, and contributing to the community, whether it's through the land or traditional foods.
I love that. I know you came back from this assignment really excited, and now I can hear why. Thanks for bringing it to the airwaves today.
Thank you, Marcy.
That is Sierra Sanders with that story. She's an associate producer with CBC Manitoba. She was recently up in Opaskwayak Cree Nation to learn more about it. And you can see the images as well because we shot all of this. You can see it at CBC News tonight with a companion piece from Felicia Adam on at 6 o'clock or online at cbc.ca.